My name is Bob Pleban. I'm the CEO of RPI Group. Yes, we're just 5 minutes walking right over there. Could be stumbling, but I'm supposed to know my audience, right? So Carly told me that my name is on this barrel. And Bowman, thank you so much, because she said I can take this when we're done as long as it fits in my truck. So thank you. You guys are great. So RPI Group is a national defense science and technology company. We just reworked that. They're laughing at me already because I got that out of my mouth. I'm happy. But I'm a retired naval aviator. Marines, don't give me any grief on that. You can later, please. But the point is that we follow checklists. So I actually wrote down what you guys wanted me to say. So I'm going to look down, up and down a little bit. Just roll with me if you would. So the question was industries facing our industry or government contracting. I put hiring first, because we are a services company. We provide people to government programs, and it's really hard to find experienced, cleared, and highly educated people, which is normally the area that we live in. So that's a challenge, especially in this area. Now, we're in 6 states. Some are easier than others. That's really challenging here in the DMV, right, the DC metro area. And then if you've got them, try to hang on to them, right? The great whatever, recession, resignation, remission, I have no idea. But it is really challenging, especially when they're that highly skilled, technically qualified, and you've got all that pull in Northern Virginia and all the rest with those larger salaries, pull them right out of Spotsylvania and Fredericksburg area, depending on where you are. So that's a challenge. But we work hard trying to be a company that really takes care of our people. I know everybody says that, sounds so cultural, it's good, but we really do work on it every single day. So they're part of a company that I would want to work for, which is the reason why we started this about 21 years ago. The next one I had was acquisition. So the federal acquisition process, don't shoot at me, is broken, right? It takes a really long time to get from when a federal customer wants to get to you to when they actually get to you. The entire way that we do it doesn't work very well. In fact, I actually read somewhere, I don't know how true it is, that the Chinese really like the federal acquisition program because they don't have to worry about it. They can buy it, they're done. Us, it's a little different, so that's one of the other issues that faces our industry. Last is security. Everybody talks about cybersecurity. I'll talk again a little quickly on it, but we face that. We face physical security, you do too. We face security for the technology that we're involved in or trying to develop. And then we face security for people, not only physical, but then also making sure when you have a clearance that they're well taken care of, but also insider threat. That's an issue. You've read stories about it. Okay, what's the next issue? Glad you asked. It's trends. So I said post-COVID, all right? And we really are. This is an example. We're back together again. We're not wearing masks. You're not 6 feet from each other. We're back, which is really good. There's pros and cons to that, right? We got really good at Zoom or maybe Teams and VTC, and there's a place. Dr. Mike, you and I were talking, and there is a place where it's good to use VTCs. People don't have to travel. That's good. But there's nothing like this. Person-to-person conversations. I think it's a good thing that we're back, so I'm pleased with that trend. DoD in general, I don't have to tell you that I don't think it's going to slow down in the Department of Defense in the near term. It is what it is, take it for what you think, but that's a trend. And then the last one I would talk about is National Cyber Strategy. And this just came out from, I have to read it because I didn't even know they existed, but it's the Office of National Cyber Director. It's a White House program, and they just put out the National Cyber Strategy about 2 weeks ago. So what were they talking about? One of the biggest issues they said was deepening digital dependencies. We all have phones, we all have these things, it's all attached to the internet. The more and more we're reliant on that, that means it opens new cyber attack vectors and it brings more bad actors into what is a threat. So things to think about, it's a trend. They had 5 pillars in this program, and they said the number 1 was defend critical infrastructure. Why do you care? You may not, you should. But as far as RPI Group is concerned, it's one of the biggest things we do for cyber solutions is defending critical infrastructure. We're supporting the Marine Corps at Camp Lejeune exactly along those lines. So for us to see a national directive come out, it's going to take a while for that policy to come all the way down, but we were happy to see that it is important. The other pillars are important too. And then I heard this, and Joel, you might have heard this too, a senior Marine Corps director was saying it used to be that the Marine Corps was always forward operating bases, right? That's where the rubber met the road, so to speak. Everything was forward. But then when the Corps came back and got to stateside bases, they could rest, refit, and all the rest. But those days are kind of gone. And it's not just where weapons can reach. it's that cyberspace again. We're being attacked every day in cyberspace, and we have to defend it. We have to be thoughtful about it. So those are trends. I'm trying to be quick. Last comment was strategic plans. So what are you guys doing? Thank you so much for asking. We're doing cyber R&D for the first time. We're actually digging into research development cyber. We're working with the University of Texas in San Antonio. We're real pleased with that. And we're looking at Internet of Things that make sense, you've heard about, but we're getting tight on industrial Internet of Things. We're sprinkling in transport 5G. We're also looking at cloud, fitting that in, and a little bit of artificial intelligence and machine learning. These are all things you've heard about, but we're really excited about working with UTSA. Why is that interesting here? Because we're also trying to find some partnerships locally with interns as well as local academia, so more to follow from us. And then we also have a small business innovative research program that we're going to be working with Joint Base San Antonio right along those lines, and we want to try to bring some of that up here too, so we'll see. Last comment, how we really want to stay engaged in community, because honestly we're DOD, we're not trying to get any of you to give us contracts or buy stuff, but we really do want to believe and stay involved in giving back. And with employees across 6 different states, we want to make sure as we continue to grow that they all have opportunities in their local communities too, not just us here in Fredericksburg. And then we want to re-engage with groups in this area that are doing Department of Defense engagement, like AFCEA, like the Chamber. I think NCMA, National Contract Management Association, yes. They're doing that as well. So that's another way to stay engaged locally. And then technology forums, like we love the cyber stuff. We've done the Cyber Never Sleeps. COVID hit, we slowed a lot of that stuff down. We want to make sure we stay engaged locally with the community. So that's it, I'm done. Didn't ring? Good, thank you. Last comment, I gotta do this because I'm going for points here. It's International Women's Day, and so this company, RPI's been around. I started it 21 years ago, but not by myself. I was with my wife, Lisa, who's right there in the back, and she's smiling. She's our CFO. Come on, raise your hand, you can do it. And I gotta be honest, this company wouldn't be where it is today if not for that lady right there, because the two of us made it happen. Started on the kitchen table, off we went from there. So I really appreciate that. And I think that's it. I probably have something else, but I'm done.